A very pleasant Friday morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us on the Weather Channel. I'm Vivian Brown along with Bruce Edwards. It is Valentine's Day, of course, and we're waking up to a lot of unsettled weather over the east, the same system that brought quite a bit of snow yesterday in Arkansas. And I was reading through the computer files that yesterday we had anywhere from 1 to 10 inches of snow in Arkansas, with 10 inches reported around Romance, Arkansas. Well,
how appropriate, huh?
I know.
Snowbound people in Romance.
Romance, yeah.
Interesting stuff. Well, I'll tell you, we get some big thunderstorms rumbling along the Gulf Coast now with severe thunderstorm warnings out across much of coastal Louisiana, as well as special marine warnings in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Craven County, severe thunderstorm warning. That's why I was shuffling the papers here. Lots going on, so let's get down to business on this Valentine's Day. Satellite picture cranks up first off, and we can see a couple of things here in the enhanced satellite picture. Number one, there's the low. You see that working its way on towards the northeast. That's what's been stirring up most of the precipitation. Now, if you see this little thing coming back down here, that's the little kicker that's been dropping through from the west. It's going to work its way down. It's forming a little wave on the cold front, and already we're seeing the thunderstorms firing up here. Again, the Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida Gulf Coast. Some pretty good sized downpours here. Well, that thing's going to come sweeping around, kick things up, and get things really cranking up again through the course of the day. Here's the water vapor imagery, and again, we can see where our low pressure area is up here, and there's that next little, as we say, we call it the kicker, because it kicks things out and kicks it along, and that system continues to move up. You can see the thunderstorms forming here along the Gulf Coast, and you can see quite clearly here, just with the swoosh of the moisture. There is your trough, your V shape here, as it's forming in the midsection of the country, and we're seeing the unsettled weather continue to work its way on to the east. And I tell you, we got a lot of goulash over the northeast this morning in the form of some snow, and then you get in about central Jersey, starts to mix with some sleet and freezing rain, and then it's a little slick from Baltimore to Washington into Virginia on into North Carolina, and there's the front. Again, that upper level kicker's right here, but here's the wave on the front, and that's stirring up the thunderstorms. Let's give you a closer look at what we've got going on. First in the northeast. Had snow much of the night. 3, 4, 5 inches of snow has accumulated through central Pennsylvania into southern portions of New York State overnight. Right now, we've got some snow from Detroit to Cleveland wrapping around to Buffalo, with a little more substantial snow around Allentown, Pennsylvania reported. Then as you get into New York City now, some snowflakes and Islip and JFK, mixing at times with a few sleet pellets, and it's going to change over to a rain in a little bit as we get some of that milder area. Now you get down around Atlantic City, and we got a little bit of sleet there, with some snow and freezing rain in and around Philly, and then from Baltimore to D.C. to Richmond to Roanoke and Lynchburg, freezing rain reported here. Very treacherous, so you want to be careful on the highways. Here's the regional radar. Now again, a lot of this right up here, the northern periphery through the Boston area, that's not reaching the ground as of yet, but once you get back about here, this is the real deal from here on down. And we'll zoom in on the northeast corridor right now. And once again, this is a lot of virga here, precipitation not quite reaching the ground, but in New York City and out on Long Island, we got a little bit of snow here. Once again, at times mixing with a little sleet pushing onto the north. This is mainly snow in the interior of Pennsylvania. As you get down to the Jersey Shore and we see some flecks of yellow here, that's generally where we're looking at perhaps a few sleet pellets being reflected by the radar. And then from Baltimore to D.C. on southbound, it is plain old freezing rain and drizzle. And that's no good. Here it is, right up through here, through eastern Virginia. Now around the Tidewater, it is rain, but towards Richmond and up to Washington and Baltimore, you got a little ice. So I tell you, if you can delay your commute in this morning until a little bit later on, you might be better off. If you can, because you get a chance for the road crews to get out and things to start to turn over to plain old rain. But if you have to go now, take it nice and slow and easy. Look at the numbers. Very critical, of course, where that freezing line is. In New York, just below freezing, 31, 30 in Philly, freezing in D.C. So you're getting the frozen precipitation here. 28 back to Erie and Pittsburgh, 24 in Detroit. Albany cold at 16 right now.
It did, in fact, snow overnight, but it is not snowing now. In fact, it's raining pretty heavily. There have been salt trucks out, but as you can see here on Route 70, the roadway is wet, traffic moving quite well. Exercise a little caution, though. As Dave mentioned and as Cecily mentioned, it is still pretty cold out here this morning, so it is quite possible that there are some icy spots that could pop up at any time. So be careful. But again, right now, raining here in Cherry Hill. Reporting live on the Action Cam.
All right. Thank you, Kathy. We're also keeping a close eye on I-95 this morning. We'll show you what we are seeing as we go live to Sky 6. This is I-95 at Bridge Street. As you can see, not a lot of traffic out there. Rush hour is still very early, but of course volume will pick up as the day gets later. But the changeover has begun. As you've already heard, it is a rainy morning out there, and things are going to get slushy as the morning gets later. You should just take it easy. PennDOT has been out all morning, making sure the major roadways like I-95, the Schuylkill, Route 1, the Vine Street Expressway have been salted. And of course, they will be keeping an eye for some icy spots, and you should do the same as you head out. So if you take your time and leave early, you shouldn't have too many problems. Well, slick roads have caused a number of fender benders this morning. The action cam spotted this one off of Roosevelt Boulevard. The car apparently hit some ice and spun off an exit ramp near Wissahickon Avenue. No serious injuries here, fortunately. There have been reports of a number of spin-outs, mostly on ramps, so do be careful. As we mentioned, PennDOT has been salting highways across the 5-county region all night. And this one was busy salting the Schuylkill Expressway. Several hundred salt trucks in all are out on the highways in the tri-state area trying to keep roads drivable. Again, just give yourself some extra time this morning and you should be okay.
Again, Dave Frankel mentioned a winter weather advisory north and west of the city, and in fact the first flakes began falling in the southern and western suburbs overnight. Let's see how it looks right now, though, in Delaware County. David Murphy live on the action cam, Westchester Pike and the Blue Route. Good morning, David.
Good morning, everybody. Back there at the studio, a little bit warmer in there than it is out here right now at the Blue Route and Route 3, right where Haverford Township and Marple Township come together. We'll throw you to the Blue Route first and let you take a look at a highway that appears to be in pretty good shape here in Delaware County anyway. Blacktop showing through. Wet blacktop, though, and as Kathy mentioned from New Jersey a little while ago, it is still cold out here, so you got to be careful of some icy patches. In fact, we have been told that the Blue Route up in Montgomery County, closer to the Turnpike, has a few slick spots and icy patches that you have to be careful of. We'll come back to Route 3 now and talk about roads like Route 3 and Route 1 in Delaware County. Fair amount of blacktop showing through here as well, although a lot of slush in the road, too. And although salt trucks have been across most areas of roads like this, you do have to exercise some caution. And then we'll talk about the secondary roads. We seem to always say this on mornings like this, but it's true again today. Snow-covered, slick in many spots. Be real careful and allow some extra time heading into work today. David Murphy live with the action cam along the Blue Route.
All right, David, thank you. Now, let's check out the situation in Delaware. Action News Delaware correspondent Lauren Wilson is live on the action cam in Newcastle. Lauren?
Good morning, Rick. It looks like Delaware got pretty lucky, too. We got about an inch or less of snow. It's already being washed away by rain at this hour. We're on Route 13 out in Newcastle, and the main roads are very clear. DelDOT did a good job of clearing the main roads. However, coming in on the secondary roads, there may be some slick spots. They didn't get cleared, so that's where drivers do want to take care and be cautious. That's it from here. I'm Lauren Wilson reporting live on the action cam in Newcastle.
All right, thank you, Lauren. It is 5:08. You know, the trickiest part of the snowy areas that have not melted from the rain may be some of the bright headlights. You know, you have a little snow glare coming as it hits your windshield. That was the hardest part for me coming in from the western suburbs.
Hardest part for me was getting up. So, but we
Half
are
an hour
here.
early.
We are here. But visibility could be a problem all day today. And speaking of visibility, let's go outside to Dave Frankel to see if we can still see him amidst the rainy conditions. David?
I'm here. Hardest part for me was getting a ride. Stood out here for a long time. I'm out. Finally, some good Samaritan picked me up. It is a nasty morning in the Delaware Valley, as we told you. It is raining here on City Line Avenue, but it is really difficult to say. It's a very complicated system as it comes in. It is drawing in some milder air. That's why we're seeing the changeover. But as we mentioned, it's not impossible. It could change back in a few spots and sort of hover right around the freezing mark. So we'll have to keep a close eye on this one. Let's show you what's happening at the moment. We do have a winter weather advisory north and west of Center City, all the way north and west until you reach Reading, Allentown, and the Poconos, and there it's a winter storm warning. Winter storm warning for this morning for the Reading area, Allentown area, and the Poconos. What's going on right now? Well, we have a radar picture. I think we could show you if we push that button. Well, if we push that button one time, go ahead, push the button one time. I think you'll be able to get it. Not coming up. Okay, well, all right, so we don't have the radar picture for you. We'll get back to that in a moment. But what it shows is that the area of precipitation has overspread the entire Delaware Valley. I mean, everybody's picking up something. It is snow mainly north and west of the city, but from the city on south and east, at this point, it is basically just rain, which is obviously very good news for the morning commute. City Line Avenue, for example, is slushy. We've seen the salt trucks going by this morning, so they're trying to get ahead of this thing. And as the morning goes on, we should see improving conditions. So that's good news. Let's go live now to Sky 6 Benjamin Franklin Bridge, and here is the picture, and you can see there is just nothing going on the bridge. If we wait long enough, we'll see a car or two come across. Check the numbers for you right now, and here's the story. 33 degrees at the airport, so we have ticked up above the freezing mark, and that will make all the difference depending on where you are this morning. The relative humidity at the airport is now 92%. The barometer reads 30.29 inches. It is falling. There's a wind right off the ocean, east at 10 miles per hour, and that ocean temperature is 37 degrees. And obviously, as you get that ocean air in from the east, that helps to bring temperatures up, and that means improvement as far as the precipitation is concerned. So, the 5-day forecast from AccuWeather for today: snow in some areas. There could be a period of ice as things change over in other spots, and then eventually rain where it isn't raining already. Could come down a little heavily at times this morning. Later on, it's just cloudy skies. Precipitation should be over, at least this first batch, by mid-morning, late morning. 42 degrees the high temperature. Now tonight, the clouds may give way to a little more rain. Second little thing firing up could bring us some showers in the late overnight hours and toward dawn tomorrow. Maybe a few snowflakes mixed in with that. We could get another coating in a few spots. Again, probably north and west of the city this time. The overnight low range is 30 to 34 degrees. On Saturday, so we've got that leftover stuff possibly in the morning and then clearing out with the wind picking up in the afternoon. Sunshine returning, 44 degrees. On Sunday, clouds come back. Little sunshine early perhaps, but clouds building during the day and the possibility of some flurries or light snow late Sunday night, 39 degrees. Monday, the sun comes back for the President's Day holiday. 35 degrees is the high temperature, 44 degrees, milder air coming.